ladies and gentlemen, what's up, traders? What's going on? Welcome back and happy Friday. I know you guys love the streams. It's like, this dude's a goofball, but I love it. I love the energy. I love the goofiness. Makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy. Not deuces. No, I'm kidding. I want you guys here. But good morning. Welcome back. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Thursday away from the market. Take that time to reflect upon your trading so far for the year. Get an idea of where you're at, things that you need to change in order to hit those goals. So I hope you guys took some time yesterday to go ahead and really just reflect upon the year so far and start projecting these things that you want to do to have a good year. All right, but we're back. It's Friday. It is January 10th. Hopefully you guys are still sticking with those New Year's resolutions. Statistically, 50% of people give up on the 10th of January. So don't be a part of the 50% that give up. Be a part of the 50% that keep on moving, keep on pushing. And I want you guys to have an amazing 2025, not just in the market, but in every single area of your life. All right. But for today, it's all about stocks, baby. We're going to take this time to get you guys prepared, talk about our top stocks. Again, just doing all the hard work for you. I'm going to hand you on a silver platter the best of the best stuff for the day. I'm going to look at your stocks, help you guys get prepared, and we are going to make it happen. So let's go. Let's dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not waste any time. And let's crush it. But hit me with a good morning. You got to hit me with a good morning. All right, Aaron, what's up? Christian, good morning. Andy, PC, and the nerd with the cape here from TikTok. Join the Discord. I love it. Where are you guys tuning in from right now? Where are you guys at? I'm in sunny, beautiful. I mean, it's still beautiful. It's sunny, but it's like 40 degrees. So it's freaking chilly. And I tell you what, man, those cold showers hit different when it's like 40 degrees out here. But where you guys tuning in from? Go ahead and post it on up. Terry Thomas from Florida. So you know how I feel right now. It's sunny. It's beautiful, but it's freaking cold, man. We got some North Carolina. It's really cold in North Carolina. New York City. I feel bad for you. It's probably snowing up there. Kansas. I love it. Morning, RBA, PC, 10 degrees in South Carolina. Boy, man, I feel bad for you. Get a switch to my main account. It's 30 and snow here. Andy, oh, no bueno. I'm from the Midwest, guys. I was born and raised in Indiana, so I feel the pain when it's cold, man. I feel it. I love the snow. It's beautiful, but I do not like living in the Midwest where it snows. But anyway, good morning. Welcome back. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about what we got going on for the day. Why is the market dropping hard, guys? You see the SPY pretty much sitting sideways here in pre-market, not really doing a whole lot. And then boom, 5-point drop to the downside. Why? Why do you see the Qs? Boom, big old drop, nearly 7 points to the downside. Well, we had some very key data released this morning. We had unemployment data. We had non-farm payrolls. Okay, so if you're new to the stream, every single morning, what you need to do is look at your economic calendar. Because on the economic calendar, you're going to see what do we have set for the day. Any kind of key data, any kind of key economic events, you need to get mindful of what do we have for the trading session. And you should do this every day. Because here's the thing. If you're going to take a swing trade from, say, Thursday into Friday, what kind of data do we have Friday? Could that data potentially impact your swing trade negatively? Right? And so if you had a swing trade from, say, Thursday into Friday, and you're like, man, we got non-farm payrolls, that's key data. We got unemployment data. Maybe I want to tread a little bit more lightly with that swing trade because I don't know what the market's going to do at 8:30 when data is released, right? And you can't even close an options trade until 9:30 anyway. So get into the habit of looking at your economic calendar. Get into a habit of looking at your earnings calendar so you're mindful of what is going on for the week, for the day, to where you can really navigate the market correctly and you don't see yourself getting caught up in unnecessary losses, right? So the reason why the market has dropped and we're seeing a lot of things move on down right now is we had some key data at 8:30 and the market is currently reacting negatively to that. What else do we have for the day? At 10 o'clock, we got one more piece of key data, and that is going to be Michigan consumer sentiment. That is high impact data, just like unemployment, just like non-farm payrolls. So at 10 o'clock, we have more high impact data scheduled to be released, and that is a market moving piece of data here Again, 10 o'clock Eastern time. That is Michigan consumer sentiment. Other than that, we are in the clear, guys. We are in the clear. All right. So now, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, you guys want the technicals, right? Josh, what do you think's going to move today? Where's the best opportunity? Where can we look to take some trades and lock in some great profits? Let's start with the SPY, and let's work our way on down. All right, so I'm going to give you guys my key levels and key zones for the day, and then my potential plans here at Market Open as well. So let's start with the SPY, and I believe that this zone right here on the SPY is going to be a make or break. We're going to label that our LITS, L-I-T-S, for the day, right? You can just see how many times we've hit this level, sharp move away from it. Hit this level, failed to break above it. Hit that level, sharp move away from it. Get above it, come down into it, hold it as support, sharp move away from it. Here just last week, we held it 3 days back to back to back to back. That's a very key, significant level here on the SPY's daily. All right. And then we always just drill it down into a lower time frame. And then we start to build some plans. So where's your line in the sand for today? It's between 584.60. I retract that. Just imagine I never said that. I'm dyslexic, guys. Okay. 584.06 to 584.70. That is your LITS for the day. LITS stands for line in the sand. It's your make or break. That's your key level today. 584.06 to 584.70. Okay. What do we have below that key level? We have this big daily gap on the SPY. Top end of this daily gap is at 580.94. Bottom end of this daily gap is at 576.72. All right, now what do we have to the upside here on the SPY? Well, to the upside, we got this daily zone of resistance between 590.37 to 590.81, and then one more zone above it. That's up here between 592.06. I did it again. Man, my dyslexia is on point today. It's 592.60 to 593.19. I guess it's something with the 06s today, guys, right? It's something with 60, 06, all right? But that top zone again is 592.60 to 593.19. Those are the four most important daily zones and daily levels to pay attention to today, okay? I want to trade off these daily levels. That's it, right? I don't want to be looking to trade randomly at this, random area. I want to trade off key, significant daily levels where I know 70 to 80% of the time, market's going to do something off one of these key daily levels, all right? So let's start visualizing what we could see set up and take place and start to build some plans for the day, all right? Just to get one step ahead. So right now, we saw the SPY come down below the LITS after data. We started to retest it as resistance, but we didn't fall lower. What are we starting to see the SPY do right now? We're starting to get back above that zone, which means we could possibly regain it as support and push off of it here at Market Open. That is game plan number one, guys. If the SPY opens above our line in the sand, I want to see the SPY come down into it, hold it as support, and start to push to the upside. If we see that zone holding on up as support, I'm going to get long, and I'm going to play calls, right? Where to? Ideally, our next daily zone of resistance between 590.37 to 590.81. But there's going to be one more key level before that, and that's that 829 candle from pre-market, right? So we're going to go ahead. It's like a little block. It's like a little order block potentially before that big drop. But that's just an area I want to be mindful of to look to take some profit, right? It's not a key daily level, but again, that's that final candle before we had that massive 830 dump to the downside. So that's an area where we could have potentially some unfilled sell orders, and that could be an area that we struggle at, All right, so we're just going to go ahead and mark that up. And that's going to be an area of concern if we get the long. So where would I want to take this long to? My first target. Probably right here around like 588.17 to 588.68 as like my first target. And if we see it just kind of push through that level with ease, then that daily zone of resistance really being like my main target here on this trade. That's between that 590.37 to 590.81. Right? That is going to be game plan number 1 here on the SPY. That is the long for the day. All right? So if we see it set up just like we discussed, I am looking to play calls off that zone, and I would just put stops right below it, guys. So it comes down and it holds it. I get in. I put stops right below that zone, and I run it up into my 2 targets. Easy peasy, guys. Trading's that simple. All right? But what if the SPY opens and goes below that zone? What if we crack back below it? I want to see, can we retest it as resistance? Okay, so if we get back below that zone, we fail to get back above it, and we see, all right, we're below it. Okay, there's more sellers than buyers. It's being respected as good intraday resistance. That's where I want to be looking to play puts. Where to? The top end of that daily gap, right? So the top end of that daily gap is at 580.94. That's my first target here on the SPY. And if we ever fall inside this gap, as long as we stay inside this gap, my main target to the downside today is going to be the lower end of the gap. All right, that's going to be at 576.72. That would be my main target for the day. Okay? So again, to recap, if we get back below that zone, stay below it as resistance, that's where I look to play puts right at that time. Stops right above that zone. That's my stop loss. First target is going to be 580.94. And then second target, if we get there, 576.72. All right? And then again, the long plan, just to recap. If we open above the zone and hold it as support, I get long, stops below it, and look to play calls up into that 588 zone. And then potentially that 590 daily zone that we discussed as well. And that's my long plan here on the SPY. So it's a very simple day. We just have to see what the SPY does off that line in the sand zone. That's it. We just got to sit back and wait patiently and see what sets up and what takes place. But those are my key levels. Those are my plans. If we see one of those 2 things set up, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I am looking to trade off those zones accordingly, guys. All right? QQQ. Let's talk about what we have here on the Qs. Is that a Litz? Sharp move off of it. Nice push. Nice bounce. We held it. Yep, that's our Litz for the day. So your LITS here on the Qs. Going to be the zone between 509.99 to 510.65. That's your Litz. Just like we had on the SPY, right? We have a SPY Litz that we kind of came down to and tried to hold it as resistance, but we're pushing back above it. Same thing with the Qs, right? Data drop. We crack below that line in the sand here. We push back up, start to retest it as resistance, but we don't fall lower. We're starting to get back through that level to the upside. So it's actually the same plans on the Qs as the SPY. Same plans. So if we see the Qs open, hold that line in the sand as support, I'm going to get long, play calls, put stops back below it, and I'm looking to ride this up. First target to 514, right into this region here before data dropped, before that massive dump on down, right? That's my first target, right around 514. But my main target is going to be this daily zone of resistance. Next daily zone of resistance here on QQQ is up between 519.16 to 519.65. That's my main target for today. All right? We're going to do the same thing on the Qs that we did on the SPY, right? Which is build an opposite plan and have that opposite plan in place just in case. Because who's to say the Q's set up long? What if we come back below that zone? Well, if we retest it and stay below it as resistance, that's where I want to play puts. Okay? That's where I would enter puts. Stops right above that zone, and I would have a first target down at 505.85. That would be my first target, 505.85. Then if we fall below that level and we keep working our way down today, my main target to the downside here on QQQ would be down around 501.01 to like 501.91 here on QQQ. Okay? So that's going to be the game plans on the Qs. It's a very simple day, right? We don't have a lot to work with, but what we have to work with is really good. So, line in the sand, once again, 509.99 to 510.65. We hold above it as support, we get long. We come back down below it, retest it as resistance, we get short. You have your long targets today. You have your short targets today. It's that simple. Let the Qs open. Let it come to the zone. Wait and see what's happening and trade accordingly from key level to key level. Rinse and repeat. Start to see you have some nice winners, guys. That's the Qs. Now let's see if we have anything else setting up. All right. I was looking at NVIDIA, Tesla, SMCI, but this drop on down could have completely destroyed those three stocks. So NVIDIA, it's not on watch now. Tesla, it's not on watch now. That's unfortunate. SMCI, it's not on watch. That's it. So I was looking at longs on those. I was looking at NVIDIA long above 139. We're below 139. That's not going to play out in my opinion. We're below that key level. I don't like it to the short side. I really saw the long opportunity with NVIDIA. So that one I'm going to have to scratch. Tesla. Honestly, let's still build the plan on Tesla because Tesla could snap back above that level. All right, so if Tesla can get back above this line in the sand between 390.79 to 392.85, get back above that level, regain it as support, I want to play Tesla long back up to 402.50 and then potentially up to this 414. All right, so Tesla, let's put that on the top of the list. NVIDIA comes off, SMCI comes off, but Tesla still has potential because we could see it regain that level, hold it as support, and we may have the long set up. And that's what I want to see, guys. So again, your line in the sand on Tesla is 390.79 to 392.85. If we can see Tesla snap back above that level, regain it as intraday support, that's where I want to look to get long and play some calls. Put stops back below 390. My first target would be 402.50. That is going to be Monday's low of day. And that's also Wednesday's high of day, right at that 402.50. That's my first target. Okay, so we already see there's some really nice upside. Get about $10 of potential upside. Your risk would only be about 2 to 3 points. So you're looking at a potential 3-to-1 risk reward. Probably a 5-to-1 risk reward on Tesla. Looks really nice. Looks great. So, first target, 402.50. And then final target is our daily zone of resistance up at 414 on Tesla, guys. All right. So, that's what I got on Tesla. And these are trades that I will put my money where my mouth is. So, I give you these setups and I give you these zones and plans because if these plans come to light, and we see them presenting themselves, I will deploy capital. I will take these trades. I put my money where my mouth is. If there's something that I don't like, I'm not even going to take the time to break it down because I'm not looking to trade it. I'm not looking to put money behind those trades, and I don't want to lead you guys in the wrong direction and have you think, oh, Josh likes the setup. He's going to trade it. Negative Ghost Rider. These are my 3 top plays for the day. We got some opportunity on the SPY. We had some opportunity on the Qs, and then Tesla. Looks pretty good as well. And now you guys have my personal plan here on Tesla as well. NVIDIA, unfortunately, not looking all that great, so that's off the list. SMCI would have to get back above 32.50. So if for any reason SMCI gets back above 32.50 and we regain it as support, maybe there's something there. But from the looks of it, that may not be something that plays out today. So I'll reintroduce SMCI to you next week because that was more of a swing trade anyway. And we'll see if SMCI is setting up. But right now, again, I just don't want to put my name behind that one because it's a little 50-50 in my opinion. All right, so let's look at some of your stocks for the day, all right? What are you guys looking at? We have about 7 minutes until the market opens, all right? What I want to go ahead and do is help you guys out, look at your stocks as well, and see what you're working with here. So go ahead and type that up inside of YouTube, guys. All right, type it up in YouTube. What are some stocks you're looking at? Andy says it's 30 and snowing here. I do have a tractor that you helped me buy, though. There you go, man. Being inside the mentorship, learning how to trade, really working on everything, and you bought a tractor. I know tractors aren't cheap, man, so congrats on your success, brother. I'm happy to have you here. It's a blessing. It's an honor, man, to be able to help you become a better trader. And the fact that you're able to start using the money from trading to do things in life is a beautiful thing. So congrats, man. Oh, that sucks. That coffee's cold. Oh, I don't like cold coffee like that. That was nasty. And don't judge me on my pink cup. Don't judge me. Apple. Let's go look at Apple real quick if that's what you guys are looking at. I am looking forward to our one-on-one on Monday as well, brother. Absolutely. Apple is above Wednesday's low a day. Is Wednesday's low a day a key level on Apple? It's not. It's not. Apple, I probably wouldn't even think about touching Apple until we come back down around like 237. So I don't like Apple until it gets down around 237. But there is this level right here on Apple that maybe we can regain it today. It's between 241.34 to 241.88. You see how when we got through this level, we held it. We came down into it and then had that massive pop off of it. Came down to it and held it like 4 days back to back. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We're just grinding that level, holding that level. That's a pretty decent level on Apple. Again, that's between 241.34 to 241.88. Where's Apple this morning? We're below that level, guys. So here's the plan on Apple. Would I put money behind it? Yeah, I like that level. It's a significant level. It's a Litz. It's a make or break. We're below it. So here's the plan on Apple. We cracked below that zone. We are retesting it in pre-market. As long as Apple trades below that zone today is resistance. And again, that zone is right here between 241.34 to 241.88. If we can come back into that zone today, stay below it, I would short Apple down to 237. I would short Apple down to 237. I like that zone enough to get short off of it. And I see the potential downside. All right, I like it. Let's put it up on the list with Tesla. Let's get it up on the list with Tesla. It looks decent. I like it. Let's keep it on watch. 100%. That's the plan on Apple. What was the other one? Goog? Not getting hit as hard as everything else. I mean, it definitely dropped on off, but not as bad as everything else. Did we fill this gap yet? 191.85 gap. Oh, there's your gap fill in pre-market. Check that out. You see that daily gap on GOOGL? You see how we had this close on Friday the 3rd at 191.80? We gapped up the next day and then ripped. Pretty nice. Right? This is a gap fill level at 191.80. And not only is it a gap fill level, but look at the zone at that gap fill level. There's a zone here. So not only is it just a gap fill level where we could see a bounce, there's also a nice zone that's been hit many, many, many times. We hit it here. We hit it here a couple times, got rejected. We hit it here quite a few times, got rejected. That zone on GOOGL is between 191.71 to 192. It's also an area where we could see a gap fill bounce to the upside. And then where are we at? We're above that level, guys. On GOOGL, we are above that level. So here's how I would look to play it. Is if we can open above that zone, come down and fill the gap intraday, and also hold that daily zone as intraday support, I would consider getting long back up to 193.90. First target. Yeah, 193.90. So entries would be at the gap level off that daily zone at like 191.86. First target would have to be 193.60. Stops would be underneath that 191.80. Yeah, look at that. You could squeeze like a nice 5-to-1. Check that out on Google. That's not bad. The risk reward makes it worth your time, in my opinion. I like it. I like it because like the risk reward makes it worth your time. But is this a misprint or is this like legit? Is this legitimately popping? Oh, it is. Yeah, it's just getting a pretty random pop here. All right. Yeah, I mean, tread lightly with this one, guys. I will say tread lightly with this one. It's decent. It's not the best. It's decent. Tread lightly. What makes it good is risk reward. So if GOOGL opens, comes down, and fills the daily gap, and we hold that daily zone of support, I would look for a long up to that 194. And I would put stops right below 191.50. That gives you a almost 5-to-1 risk reward. And so the good risk reward offsets the limited reasons we have. But the reasons are good enough to entertain it. So that's what I would say on Google. But here's the thing, it's already popping back up to like 195. I don't know if that's going to play out. Personally, I don't know if that's going to play. But that's GOOGL. All right, well, YouTubers, you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. You got some plans for the day. You got some analysis done, handing it to you on a silver platter. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully you guys learn something through these sessions as far as how I get prepared in the morning, what I'm looking to do. And hopefully you guys can run with this and have a good day. So stay blessed, everybody. Happy, safe trading. I'll catch you guys back here Monday morning on YouTube at 9 o'clock. I'll see you guys then. Good morning, everybody.
Yo.
Yo.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, market's open right about now. See what we got here for the day. Might take a minute to get those hedgies out. That nice little 830 dump. A pretty quick, brutal drop there. 5 points on the SPY, like what, 6, 7 on the Qs? All right, but hedgies. We got to get the hedgies. How was everybody's day off yesterday? Boring?
Busy.
Oh, busy?
I sadly had to go to work still, so.
Ah. It was a busy day for me, too. Long morning.
It was kind of status quo for me because I got to